In this video, I'm going to be giving you a quick overview of some of the healthcare professionals that you can work with when you are trying to balance your hormones, okay? Now, I'm making this video mainly because every now and then I get questions from you guys asking me things along the lines of which doctor can I talk to if I need a customized dosage for supplements, or who can I talk to if I need help with herbs. So I figured it was time to just make a video to give you an overview of some of the people that you can work with so you can understand what they each have to offer when it comes to your health. Now, a couple of disclaimers before we dive in. First, the information I'm going to present is all US centric. So if you are watching this from another country, all of this might be completely different, okay? The other thing to keep in mind is that this video is not about telling you that one person is better than the other. This is me just, again, trying to give you as much information and education as I can on who is out there so that you can evaluate it for yourself and then decide who you ultimately would like to work with it. Now, if you are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Jermaine. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach who helps women to balance their hormones naturally. So let's jump right in and talk first about naturopathic doctors, okay? So naturopathic doctors, they basically rely on your body's ability to heal itself. So that is sort of like one of the founding principles upon which they operate, okay? And they are authorized to diagnose, to treat, and to prescribe. In terms of the methods that naturopathic doctors use, so they can definitely counsel you on things like nutrition. They can also prescribe herbs or supplements. They could even recommend something like enemas or flower essences or essential oils. So there's really a whole bunch of different holistic therapies, let's say, that a naturopathic doctor will lean on to help you as their patient, okay? And another thing to keep in mind is that some of them are general and then some of them will have a specialty. So there are some naturopathic doctors who specialize strictly in gynecology or in things like endocrinology. So you do want to keep that in mind. And of course, if you happen to have questions or you need help when it comes to interactions, again, between herbs and supplements and drugs and all of that, they have the expertise and they can help you to figure that out. The next group of professionals we're going to talk about is functional medicine practitioners. Now, here you're going to see that there is quite a bit of overlap with naturopathic doctors, and I'm going to do my best to try to separate them in your mind as best as I can, okay? But just to read, I just want to read something to you that I got from the Institute for Functional Medicine so you can understand what functional medicine is. So functional medicine is a systems biology-based approach that focuses on identifying and addressing the root cause of disease. Each symptom or differential diagnosis may be one of many contributing to an individual's illness. Now, basically all of that is to say is that functional medicine practitioners, again, will go beyond just looking at the organ that is showing a symptom and actually try to get to the root cause of it, okay? And on their website for the Institute for Functional Medicine, there is a pretty interesting diagram that basically talks about the concepts of one condition, many causes, and one cause, many conditions. So for example, when it comes to a condition like depression, in functional medicine, there's an understanding that it could be potentially caused by something like low thyroid, omega-3 deficiency, or vitamin D deficiency. And on the flip side, if we talk about one cause, such as inflammation, they understand that one thing called inflammation could potentially lead to depression, heart disease, and diabetes. So here you can see that a functional medicine practitioner really is just taking a holistic approach. So they're trying to really get to the underlying cause of things, okay? Also, what's interesting about functional medicine doctors is that they also, again, will pull in things like nutrition and also even the understanding of epigenetics. If you're not familiar with epigenetics, it basically has to do with the fact that our environment is actually what can regulate or trigger gene expression. So basically, we are not necessarily forever doomed to our genes because there are external factors, whether it is food, lifestyle choices, traumas, different experiences. All of those are actually what either turn on or turn on the expression of certain genes. Okay, so a functional medicine practitioner pulls all of that into their practice and into their work. Now, also interesting here about functional medicine practitioners is that they will have different backgrounds. So in order to become a functional medicine practitioner, you already need to have a prior master's degree in a related health field. So when you do find a functional medicine practitioner, you will see that their original training was either as a medical doctor, as a naturopathic doctor. Some of them could have been a dietitian, a registered dietitian, a nurse practitioner, pharmacist, or a doctor of chiropractic. So you already have to have had a pretty solid background in something health related in order to then now add on that training and that experience as a functional medicine practitioner. Okay, so again, here is not completely different from naturopathic medicine, but it's not necessarily the exact same thing. An interesting quote I found from a functional medicine doctor's website is basically him saying that functional medicine has its roots in naturopathic medicine. So I think that is a pretty good way for you to just kind of understand what they do. But overall, they are also holistic, and they can help you with diagnosing and with understanding how to use herbs, how to use supplements, and all of the other natural therapies. They will dig into also just your overall lifestyle and see which parts of your life might need improvement, which parts of your life might be contributing to things like stress and any kind of chronic conditions that you are experiencing. Next, we're going to talk about herbalists. So herbalists can help you figure out the ins and outs of using herbs, okay? But it doesn't just end there. So herbalists, like a lot of the other people I've mentioned so far, they also take a holistic approach, so they can counsel you when it comes to nutrition as well. They can also help you in just figuring out a healthier lifestyle that will support your health, okay? And one thing to note is that some herbalists are general, and then others will also have a specific audience or a specific health condition that they specialize in, okay? And then the other thing with herbalism or herbalists that is a little bit different is that their training really also emphasizes an understanding of the energetics of plants, okay? So it's not just understanding at the chemical level or at the physiological level what an herb does. That's just one level of understanding. They have another layer which has to do with really understanding some of those more subtle properties and the energy that each plant brings to an individual. And then they also have an understanding in terms of helping, working with you to figure out your own personal constitution. And basically in understanding your personal constitution and in the energy of a plant, it helps them to create a herbal protocol that is really tailored to you. So it's quite different than just, you know, going and just buying herbs off the shelf, which scientifically, or if you were to put those herbs in the petri dish, maybe they would produce a certain result. But then when you put it in the human body, based on that person's constitution, their experiences, and everything they've had in life, they may not respond to that herb the same way. So herbalists, again, have more training and more experience when it comes to figuring all of that out. So that's basically it for this video. Okay, so there's quite a few different options out there for you, and I did not cover every single person that is out there. So for example, there are doctors of Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine. There are Ayurvedic doctors also, and those again will lean on the principles of the medicine that they practice. Okay, so a traditional Chinese medicine doctor will lean on things like acupuncture as well as traditional Chinese herbs and all the principles that go along with that practice. An Ayurvedic doctor, so Ayurveda is the traditional Indian medicine. An Ayurvedic doctor will lean more on Ayurvedic foods and herbs, and they could potentially even prescribe yoga or meditation or breathing techniques, because again, those are the principles that apply to that medical practice. Okay, so just so you know, there's lots of different people out there, and like I said at the beginning, it's really up to you to ultimately do a little bit more research to see who makes sense for you. You could work with a doctor, you could work with a doctor and a dietitian, you could work with a doctor and a health coach. There's different variations. It's entirely up to you. Now, in the description section, I have left links that you can use if you want to find the different practitioners I have mentioned. So I've left a link, for example, for the American Herbalist Guild, so that if you want to find an experienced herbalist, you can go ahead and do so. I will also leave a link for the organizations that will refer you, that will help you find naturopathic doctors as well as functional medicine doctors. So all of that information is below this video. If this was helpful, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions related to this, feel free to leave them below the video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.